China, thought of in the West as a threat to democracy, but what's it really like? I wanted to explore this fascinating ancient culture, break through the negative headlines and see the country for myself. I had just 24 hours in Beijing and I was determined to see as much as possible, but I made one fatal error in my planning which almost ruined the entire trip. So here we are, right in the centre of Beijing. I still can't quite believe I'm in China. Keep having to sort of pinch myself a little bit, but we are here. What better place to start? I've got 24 hours in this city, so it's a bit of a short one. I'm going to try to fit in as much as possible. What better place to start than the Forbidden City, the old Imperial Palace, as much as possible. Can't lie, this trip was so short planned. I don't actually have much of an idea of what I'm doing or where I'm going, but we're going to discover it together with a bit of luck. Hopefully. Yeah, this place is absolutely beautiful. Hoping that we don't just have to walk round the wall. There must be some sort of way in. I actually got a taxi to the place that I thought was the way in. Turns out it's not. Anyone that's travelled to China, they probably know the struggle. It's very difficult to try and figure out what you're doing or where you're going. Maybe it's just me being a bit of a donut. That would make sense. This is essentially the old Imperial area of Beijing, I believe built in 1402. It's called the Forbidden City because there was no one allowed into it, obviously, except the people that it was built for. When in doubt, just follow the crowds. But I've got a few things planned. I'm actually going to North Korea tomorrow. That's really my primary reason for being in Beijing. So I've got to go quickly to a briefing. I don't think I'll film it because it'll probably be a bit boring. Just about the ins and outs and the safety of going to North Korea. Subscribe if you want to see some videos in North Korea. I'm actually running the marathon. What a nutter. Going to get some Peking duck. Obviously Beijing is famous for Peking duck. It's where it originates from. So I'm going to try and get some duck somewhere. No idea where. I've got a couple of places saved on the map, but Google Maps doesn't work in China, so we will see. I'm going to try go to some of the walking areas. There's some old streets called the Hutongs. I'm going to try go down some of them. And yeah, just really get a bit of a feel for the place. As I said, I've only got 24 hours, which is a bit crap, but I don't know, hopefully we can dive into kind of as much of it as possible in that short space of time. I would like some food. I'm bloody starving. How beautiful. Typically I can't go in because it's my passport is with the North Korean embassy, so bit of a bummer. And I think for most things in Beijing you do actually need your passport, so it's not the greatest feeling. And it's my only day here. Gutted, but it's okay. Onwards and upwards. Maybe I'll get my passport back later and we can actually go inside. But I do think you need the tickets in advance as well, which I don't have either, so what a letdown. So many people dressed in like traditional type clothes. There was actually a shop that I saw that you could obviously rent them from. That would be sick to do. Might look a bit out of place though, but it'd be quite funny. The smell of food everywhere is absolutely intense. It's got this very, I was going to say sort of Chinese food smell, but of course it would have been bloody China, but very deep, flavourful smell, which I know means absolutely nothing to you watching this video, but there's food everywhere. Don't know what any of it is. I need to bust out the translation app in a minute and start actually translating some stuff because I'm in the mood for a bit of food. But this road is really, really nice. There's like, I guess these buildings are all original. I mean, they look bloody old, but I don't know. Hopefully there's some Chinese people in the comments that can answer whether this is all original. Where I went last night, it was more of kind of like a nighttime-y, bar-y type area, but this is much nicer. This is really kind of like what I was expecting and what I was looking for when I was planning to come to China, so yeah, nice experience. So I need to book a taxi to go to this North Korean briefing. This is the app that you use. I can't lie, it's pretty confusing. It's not like Grab or Uber, and I'm pretty sure previously it wasn't actually in English, but it is now, so yeah, this is what you use. Diddy. That's the hardest thing I found about China, is just using like all the different apps like Facebook and obviously Instagram and stuff don't work. You need to use WeChat. Another thing, they don't take cash anywhere. Or maybe they do, but they just don't like it. They all use Alipay. When I first got it, it wasn't working. It is working now. But obviously, if you turn up to China and it doesn't work, I mean, you bugger because you can't even buy food. Like I went into a restaurant last night and it wasn't working. But then I went to somewhere this morning. I went to 7-Eleven to get a little snack and a drink. Hello. To get a snack and a little drink, and it worked, which is good. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a lot to try and get used to. But I guess it's kind of what you expect. It reminds me a bit of Japan. When I first went to Japan, I was a bit thrown off. But obviously, they have Google Maps and stuff there. But yeah, different for sure. We are booked in. He is en route. It does say there's a risk of him getting a parking violation here, so I don't need that on my bill. Hello, ni hao.
7, 6.
Yes. Let me have a look for you. Just make sure I'm in the right car. This one.
9336, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Just had the briefing for North Korea trip tomorrow. Very intense. A lot of rules, not to mention the leaders and not take photos of military and stuff like that. Very interesting. So subscribe for the videos there. It's definitely more of like a downtown area of Beijing. I'm absolutely starving. I need to find some Peking duck. Don't really want to go to any of the ones on Google because I think they're going to be all a bit touristic and westernified. So I'm just going to walk around and try to find one. This area is insane though. The scale of Beijing is something else. It's no joke at all. Half the time you don't even really know where to go. It's mad. There seems to be a trend in the UK of people making videos saying, I'm leaving the UK, I'm leaving this. And quite a lot of them are people that live in China and say, I'm leaving the UK, I'm moving to China and all this type of stuff because it's like much cleaner than the UK and cleaner than London. And to be honest with you, this place is ridiculously clean. It's super, super ultra modern, much more modern than parts of the UK. I'm thoroughly impressed. I didn't really have kind of any preconceived notions about China. I've always been super open-minded. Of course there are things that we hear in the media and stuff like that. I'm really, really thoroughly impressed. I just wish I bloody learnt Chinese. It's easily the most difficult country I've travelled. I think it's going to take some getting used to. I don't think it's one of those countries you can just come to and have a really, really easy time. Hello. But yeah, no, it's fun. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Bloody hell, look at this place. Duck restaurant. I'm feeling it. I'm absolutely starving. 3rd floor. Hope this isn't ridiculously expensive. What I think it's going to be.
3楼到了 the 3rd floor.
Wow. This is huge. Thank you. Yes, I mean, like you'd expect, everything in here is like very duck orientated. They've even got mustard duck webs, which looks like duck feet. It's pretty wild. Salted duck liver, duck heart, fire touch duck heart, duck intestine roll in chili oil, skewered bamboo shoot preserved meat in duck soup. Absolutely out of depth. So we went for a half a duck, crispy duck, I think it's crispy anyway, and the duck fire heart. I think I might have made a bit of a mistake getting that, to be honest with you, because I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it. This place is really nice though. They, I think if you get a whole duck, they actually carve it on the table. Yeah, this is actually really kind of like my first authentic Chinese meal. Thank you. That is absolutely delicious. Look at that. Bloody hell. And then we got all the accompaniments like the wraps, cucumber. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. And there it is. Bloody hell. Didn't think that they were actually going to carve it with just half a duck, but they did. Amazing. There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's like a crispy bit. Oh my god. Jesus, that's oily. Very fatty.
Blimey. Try a wrap. I actually don't quite know what I'm doing, if I'm honest. It's alright, I'm Western. I don't think we have much of an idea of what we're doing when we go anywhere, really. I look a bit alien in here. Using my hands, is that the right thing to do? Oh my god. That is unbelievable. Wow. Oh my god. That duck is something else. Bloody hell. The duck hearts did turn up as well. A bit scared about these. Actually smell really nice. Wow. There you go. Duck heart. Some sort of spicy sauce over there. Oh god. Wow. Thoroughly impressed. So these bits of fatty skin are really oily. Like barely edible oily. Right, let's get stuck in. So that was Quan Jud roast duck. I've got to be honest, towards the end or even just about halfway through, there was so much oil, I really felt like I was going to be sick. In the end, I took all the fat and all the skin off the duck and just put it into wraps, trying to soak it up. But yeah, I thought like I was, it wasn't good in the end, I can't lie. I hope not all Peking duck is like that. I hope there's somewhere it's more crispy, less fatty, less oily. One thing that completely blows my mind is I was watching kind of like old ladies pay. They must have been like 70s, 80s, old men as well obviously, pay for bills. And obviously there's no cash, so they all use obviously the apps and stuff like that. If that was in the UK, no one would be able to bloody pay for anything. You're not going to be able to get kind of like 70 and 80-year-olds in the UK learning how to use all these apps just to, you know, get on a train or get on a bus or pay for a meal or pay for their shopping. I'd be interested to know, and let me know in the comments if anyone knows kind of when this digital revolution happened in China, when everyone did start to use all these apps, because like I said, it's way too modern for like the UK. And I feel like I'm quite in the know of apps and stuff, but it's a bit of a struggle. So, as you can tell, it's much later. I can't lie, that duck did mess my tummy up for a bit. I'm not going to blame it purely on the duck, I'm going to blame it a bit on exhaustion, but I'm pretty sure the duck gets 90% of the blame. Also just got my passport back, the North Korean visa, which is pretty hyped, so I can actually do something. So after I left the little city bit, I did go to a few other places. I went to Jingshan Park, which looks absolutely beautiful. It looks over the Forbidden City. I also tried to go back into Forbidden City, and I tried to go to Tiananmen Square. Couldn't go to any of them because I didn't have my passport on me. So if there's anything you can learn from this video, it's that you can't really do an awful lot without your passport. Security is pretty bloody tight. But I'm now in the Temple of Heaven. It's pretty windy, pretty bloody cold as well. Temple of Heaven was built in the 15th century. It's a beautiful temple complex and park. It's pretty iconic. If you've typed in things to do in Beijing, this would definitely have come up. It's absolutely stunning, and I can just about see it now. Going inside the temple at this time is actually closed. It's around 7:30, but you can still see it. And to be honest with you, it probably looks bloody better at night time anyway. It looks absolutely incredible. Let's see what it's saying. See how close we can actually get to it. The darkness in here is actually no joke. As if there's not a single light. There are lights. I don't even think you can even see them, but they're not on. What the hell's that about? Wow, and there it is. Mental. You normally can actually walk all the way up to it, but there we go, it's shut. And at least watching this video, you got to see the tip of the Temple of Heaven. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.